Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and put on the lollipop follower and the cam to model up and down motion. I'm turning off that sketch so I can reach in there. I'm going to come over here to my uploaded folder to generic cam, and I'm going to insert it into the current design. And that's fine. I'm going to hit OK. I'm now going to join it rigidly to this crankshaft here. I'm going to go to Assemble, Joint, and then I'm going to choose that cylinder. I could use a circle. I'm going to use that cylinder, and then I'm going to come down here and place it on there, and struggling to hit OK. Click down there, it goes on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and position this underneath this object. So I'm going to zoom in until I get it nice and centered. It looks like 1.25 is going to be what I'm going to use, and that is centered. I'm going to go ahead and check my motion to be rigid, which it is. I'll kind of back out, and that's where I'm going to want that. Alright, so this is now on there. Look, is that positioned? Yep, that's directly underneath that. Is that moving as I crank my handle? Oh, yeah. Now this would be called an eccentric cam. It's not particularly pretty, but it's just two circles. But if you offset them, you're going to cause an up and down motion. The next thing I'm going to have is I'm going to bring in my lollipop follower and the shoe. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the lollipop follower next. I'm going to right click and hit Insert in the current design. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up there just so I can see it, and I'm going to rotate it into its approximate position. I'm going to go ahead and do a 90 degrees, and that's fine. For this purposes, all we're going to do is see it go up and down, but I can rotate it however I want. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now I'm going to go to Assemble, and I'm going to give this one a joint. This is going to be a slider joint. So I'm going to go to Joint. I'm going to change the joint motion to slider, and then I'm going to choose this right here. I just want a circle representing that center of that cylinder. I'm going to click there, and then I want to make sure that I don't get a strange edge, but I want to have that cylinder, and then I can hit OK. Now, this should, in fact it does, it goes up and down, which is wonderful. It won't go to the right or to the left, it only goes up and down, it slides up and down in that hole. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drag that up a little bit. I want it to just be sticking down underneath, and I'm going to give it a shoe. So I will come over down here to the shoe and right click on the shoe and insert that into the current design. The shoe, which will be rotated so that it is 90 degrees this way. You're going to see why in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. That shoe is going to be rigidly joined to that. So I'm going to Assemble, Joint. I'm going to go to the bottom circle of that hole in the shoe, and that is going to join with the bottom circle right there, and it's not going to be a slider joint, so I'm going to come over to motion and change that to rigid. It will be glued, and I'm going to hit OK. Now at this point, the last thing I need to do is I need to make this stay in touch with the cam. Alright, in order to put this last constraint, it's a motion constraint. What I'm going to do is it's under Assemble. I'm going to come up here to Assemble, and I'm going to use this tangent relationship. And I'm going to tell this bottom part of that shoe to always be tangent to the eccentric cam. I'm going to go ahead and OK. And then I'm going to go out to this point, and I'll kind of tilt it so this wants to reveal, but now you can see as it spins, the lollipop follower always stays tangent to that cam, which gravity pushing down and then that being able to push it up against gravity results in the same thing, so tangent relationship. So I have some new things popped up here. I have different joints in my browser that I've added. And now I also have a new one called relationships, and that tangent relationship is 1. So there's the lollipop to animate